Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today I just want to share my thoughts on the Salus thermostat. So I've got this thermostat in my house, which I will use when I need to sort of, heat up my property, but most of the time it does this job correctly, but I've only realized how to actually use the control system that they sent over for the thermostat, because at the beginning of my experience, I've never knew how to use it. So I'm probably sure there are quite a lot of people in my situation that do not understand how the system works. So when you sign up, you get given this thing, and when you switch it on, it's got a tick button and a back button and a settings button, and then that little tiny thing there. So if you touch on any of this, it doesn't really work. So you have to start operating it with the on button there. If you touch the on button, the display lights up, and once the display lights up, you can see the current temperature, and this little sign here is saying it's powering my house, and that little house kind of shows I've only got one system in. If you got two system in, there would be number 2 at the bottom, and this is the current time, and the 3 there is the number of programs. So you can actually set up different programs to sort of say program 1 is 6 to 7 a.m. I'm going to heat up my house. Program 2 11 to 12, and program 3, and so forth. So you can have up to like 7-8 programs, and basically this is up and down, so you can just toggle really up. So if I want the house really hot, I'm just going to press up and say okay, and you could just see a little signal pop up there in a short while, just to indicate that the system has registered what I wanted. It doesn't really come up, but this sign also says the system's currently in use, so maybe it is currently in use. So what I want to do is I want to show you that little signal. So let's just bring it down all the way down to, so you can actually hold it, but this system is so flimsy it might not work. So if you do have the option to come away from it, I would recommend you actually not going with the system. Okay, so I want it to go down. There we go. That's a signal there, because that's now told my boiler that I actually want the temperature to be 23 degrees, not 25. Right, so now the system's working to a 25 degree. So if I now go 21, 23, 24, 25, and then say okay, that will switch back on. You should really see a sign there. Maybe this is the problem I keep having with this system. I think it's probably not switching on because the temperature is currently fine. But if your temperature is 21, this will put the system back up to, that little radio signal will come up to put the system back up to the temperature that you desire. So I just want to quickly show the top 3 features that's going to help you actually use this system better than how you're currently using now. So so number 1, adjusting the temperature. So you just adjust it by up, down, and then ticking that tick button there. So you adjust it that way. Number 2, you also have the option to then go manual. So if you don't want your system to switch your heat based on the current temperature and you just want it on all the time, all you have to do is you use the double function of, you press that button and that button together, and you can see there's a lock sign at the top. I think I may have locked the system wrongly. So that is actually to lock the system. Let's just press it again. That unlocks the system. So if you actually want to put it into a manual mode, you press the settings and you press the tick together. You see, you get the button. So if you do that, you switch the whole thing off, and then go the correct button, and that is now switched off. So basically you see that little antenna sign there, that's now communicating to the boiler to say I want the heater switched off. So now, in order to get the heating to work, I'll have to come back on here, get these 2 buttons, press these 2 buttons together, and then flick it back on to auto. So then the auto would then look at the room temperature and get it working that way. Okay, so that's just another feature that you could use. So obviously by accident I've showed you how to lock the system, which is these 2 buttons together. And also, I'm not going to do it, but show you, if you press these 2 buttons together, it will reset the system. So if you ever have a problem of it not syncing up, you could then potentially hit those two buttons together and get the system synced up back to the router. Right, so this is quite hot right now at the house, so I'm just going to flick it back down to 21 degrees. So I mean, I think the system that I've got is broken, because you should be able to press it and hold it for the numbers to go up a lot faster, but it is not doing that. Right, those are the two things I wanted to sort of share with you, like how to put the temperature up and down, and how to sort of go from a manual mode and auto mode. And then the third one, obviously, with me messing around with this, I've showed you how to lock the system. So if you have kids around the house, I guess, or if you have this in a position where I have it near the switches, it's easy at night times or something like that to, you know, when you come over looking for the switches like that, you know, easy to mess around with the temperature. So lock it up, and then by doing that, so just lock it up, there we go, and no one should be able to sort of touch that. If you guys are interested, I'll probably show you how the mobile app works, but just leave a comment in the comment section and I will let you know how to use this thermostat without the app, and how to control everything using your mobile phone. All right, thank you for tuning in. Peace out.